Were you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Or-
Sí, señor.
Gracias.
Okay. Does that conclude your presentation, Mr. Beswick?
Basically, being the fact that they're adding a bathroom, they have to go to Durham.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we can put a continuance and for the September hearing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Entonces sí, básicamente le pregunta que si eso ya sería todo, y responde básicamente sí, eso sería todo. Estaríamos dando una continuación para septiembre.
Special Magistrate, before you rule, I'd like for the clerk to give the disposition of the case and put that into the record as well.
Mm-hmm.
This case was found guilty. It had to be abated by May the 6th with a $500 fine.
The case has been open since December 2019.
Okay. Now that I see that he has a general contractor on the case, and Mr. Beswick, you don't have any objection to us continuing to give him an opportunity to go to Durham.
Correct.
And did you agree on a date? Is it July? Is it September? Which
we can use the September because it's going to be a while in there.
Yeah. All right, sir. We will continue the case to give you the opportunity to, meet with the city, whatever you need to do to bring the property up to code. So we're going to give you an extension until September. That should give you the time that you need to get it done. Can you translate?
Entonces, lo que estaremos haciendo es que estaremos continuando el caso para así darle oportunidad para que usted pueda cumplir con la ciudad. Esta extensión se le estará otorgando hasta septiembre. Eso de seguro le está dando el tiempo suficiente para poder terminar.
Okay. Perfecto. Gracias.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
No, thank you. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you.
Pues,
The next case on the agenda is item number 2, D&D Company Properties, case number CEZPU 2019-00015, property address 12640 Northeast 6th Avenue. This case was previously adjudicated with a July 10th of 2019 abatement date. The fine set was $250, and the officer is Edme St. Louis.
It looks like I have Attorney Fernandez here on behalf of the property. Attorney, I've enabled your audio as well.
I'm sorry.
And your video. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. You're
Thank
not.
you, Marrero. I think Ben is still at City Commission in City of Miami, so I'm covering for him. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning. Okay.
Code Officer St. Louis. Mr. Marrero, is there anybody else here on behalf of the property?
No, just me. And we did submit a presentation if that's available to share.
Let's give Officer St. Louis an opportunity to present first, and then we'll give the attorney an opportunity to present his side.
Okay, great.
We can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning. Code Officer Edme St. Louis. This case was originally opened by,
You're a little low. Can you bring up the volume?
and the volume is at 92.
Can everybody else
Can you
hear?
adjust your microphone? Try it now.
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Better? Yeah.
This case was previously opened by our former Code Officer John Bourville, and as of the final reinspection, the violations still remain. However, I did research the property. Pending permits, I do see they have some permit on file for them to construct a storage area. But as far as for the trailers that are stored, that is storage in the rear of the property, it's still there. It was not removed.
Share, put some photos on the record, and just for your reference, Special Magistrate, the case has been open since This case dates back to February 2019. I'm going to share the photos here for your reference. And the respondent is a commercial business, red, white, and blue. And the complaint and concern that the city received was the storage in the rear of the property that was being kind of just set outside in the parking area, as you can see depicted here in the pictures. At most times of the day, this is what the rear of the property looks like. There were containers that were being permanently stored in the rear, in addition to the carts and with items, inventory, I guess it is, that they're in excess of, that's not able to be housed inside of the business, and they were being housed outside of the business. It looks like the city's, this looks like, I don't see any current, are these today? Okay, these are April 27th photos. I don't see the historical pictures, but this appears to be the only one we have on the file right now that dates back to October 2020, but that was the status, and it appears as though this is what it looked like on April 27th, the final reinspection date. And I guess the attorney's here on behalf of the property owner.
Yes, and good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Crystal and staff. If you can put the presentation that we sent up, that would be great. Otherwise, I can explain it. It's not that critical, but if it's able to be put up, perfect. If we could move to the next slide, great. So, yeah, basically that's the property, and essentially what this shows is that we actually own this area in the rear. It's a very weird plat. But let's go a couple slides forward so I can explain to the special master what we've done. A little bit further, sorry. So we submitted, here we go. We submitted, and we've been working with staff. It's been, the business is a very popular business and requires a great deal of storage, and it's really a quick moving product. So this was an operational necessity, but we recognize that it's not the most sightly condition. So in order to legalize everything, we submitted to the zoning department a site plan approval application, which would legalize permanent storage structures behind the property so they wouldn't be exposed or open. This was approved by the zoning department. And as mentioned by the code officer, we began the process of obtaining permits for that modification, which would result in compliance of the case. The update that I have for you, even though we haven't given up on that process, my client, just because construction costs, as you can imagine, over the last several months have skyrocketed in South Florida. I can tell you personally, my wife and I had to delay a small little addition in our house because it doubled in price from one month to the next. But my client recognizes that we just can't delay this further. So we told them, look, if you want to do this in the future, great, but we need a solution to this violation now. So what they have done is they've entered into a lease. They still want to do the improvements in the property eventually, but we can't wait a year or two to get this going, and they recognize that. So we entered into a lease, and which should be effective by sometime this summer, and we're going to move all the product off-site. So the entire outdoor storage condition is going to go away. In the future, we may act on that design review approval if construction costs go down or things change, but we are going to comply before that. Because it's just going to take longer than we anticipated, and we don't want to keep this case open for any more longer than it needs to be. So, Your Honor, what I would ask is, and not any more progress reports. We know we have the lease. So we would need just a final, if it's okay with Your Honor, a final compliance date of 90 days. That would give us the ability to take over the property we've leased, which is a warehouse, and move all the product in. We'll be in compliance before that. But in 90 days, for sure, we will completely have removed the condition. There won't be any construction. If my client, a year or two from now, chooses to build these storage containers, that's operation, but we just can't wait any longer to get that done. So they've entered into a lease off-site, and that will solve the violation.
How does the officer feels about a 90-day extension?
Special Magistrate, I would ask, through you, I would ask the attorney, is there any evidence of the lease, anything that we can hold, the property owner's feet to the fire with on this? I mean, obviously, as you know, the gravity of the situation, the complaints that are continuously received, we've been very gracious and given at least almost a 2-year extension at this point for these owners to come into compliance. And the volume of the business, I think 90 days is
I can send you the lease. I don't have it in front of me. They haven't entered into it. I can send it to you, tomorrow. But I just, I spoke to them and I said, can we do less? He said, maybe a little bit less, but I know that it's going to take us time to enter and improve the property and move all the product in. What I can tell you is that's it. There won't be any, we don't have to, because if we did the construction project, we'd have to build the thing and it would be much longer than 90 days. This is now a solution that's imminent and doesn't require building permits, doesn't require construction of the site. So, and by the way, they're still doing the aesthetic improvements to the building that were part of the approval. It's just this outdoor storage is going to be more expensive than they anticipated. So 90 days, I can tell you that for sure will be done. We don't need to be back here. You can put a fine that immediately starts those 90 days. I've been very clear with them that it's taken too long. So I would ask, just let this be the final time. We know the solution is finite and doesn't require permits or construction, so it's within reach.
Clerk, are you able to give them
a strict fine at the end of that period? I would understand. That way our feet are to the fire. At 91st day, if we're not in compliance, we want to put a strong fine. I'm comfortable with that because we know we will be in compliance.
Special Magistrate, I would just ask that the clerk read into the record the disposition on the case, and I would ask that Your Honor would hold this business's feet to the fire by we can meet them somewhere in the middle. I would not be okay with 90 days. I would say at least 60 days for them to just simply move items off the property.
All right. She already did. I got the information that this case has been pending since 2019 and that it was adjudicated on July 10th and the daily fine amount is $250. Is that all correct?
Correct.
Okay. So she read it into the record. And so, Mr. Fernandez, what we're going to do, I know you asked for 90 days. My next hearing dates are July and September. So I'm not going to push this until September. So I am going to give you until July 15th. Let your clients know that that's all the time that they have and they need to do their best to get it resolved. Okay?
Understood. We hope to have that done by July 15th. Thank you so much.
All right, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
The next case on the agenda is Jennifer Cruzema, case number CEB PR 2021-00006. This is a new case. The property address is 125 Northwest 127th Street. The officer on this case is Edme St. Louis.
Jennifer, I've enabled your video and audio. Okay, there you are.
Hi.
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Yes, my full name is Jennifer Quaresma, and I am the property owner.
Thank you. Swear in, please.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Court Officer Edme St. Louis. This case was opened on February 2nd, 2021. It's in regards to a front patio constructed without permit on file. Now, I did make contact with the property owner. She did explain to me that she will be obtaining, she's in the process of hiring a contractor to pull the permit for the front patio. As of the final reinspection on April 27th, the violation remained and there's no pending permit as of yet.
Okay. Where are we on this, Miss Jennifer? Is it okay if I call you Miss Jennifer?
Yeah, that's fine. It's a hard name, I know. Yeah, that's fine. I'm already in contact with an architect because I did go to the city of North Miami with some sketches, and obviously that wasn't enough. So the someone on there. They did tell me to contact an architect and a general contractor to get it legalized. So I'm also in that process right now. So right now I'm just waiting for the architect to come up with the actual drawings and the surveys and everything to submit the permits with the contractor.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's give you 60 days actually, because the next hearing date is in July. So okay. So let's reset it for till July 15th. And hopefully by then you would have gotten all your documents in. And then you can report back and let us know where we are in the process. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is item number 5, Gan Pereira, case number CEWWC 2020-00049. This case was not previously adjudicated. It was tabled to May 13th. The property address is 1775 Northeast 137 Terrace, and the officer is Shanna Sanders.
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Good morning. My name is Gihan Pereira. I'm the property owner.
Thank you. Swearman, please.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give in each proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, Co-Compliance Officer. This is a new case for property address 1775 Northeast 137 Terrace for a roof that appears to be in need of repair. As showing in the pictures, there is a blue tarp depicted on the roof. It was originally noted and cited on November 20th of 2020, whereas I sent the notice to the property owner. I have had no contact with anyone at the property. We tabled the case back in, I believe it was February. As of last week, Thursday, May 6th, property still remains with the blue tarp. So I'll let the property owner explain what's going on at the property and why the blue tarp is still on the roof.
Mr. Pereira.
Yes. Shall I speak now?
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. That is correct. The last time we met, I was dealing with insurance and getting estimates from contractors. Since then, I have successfully settled the case with the insurance in terms of the adjustments and for the repairs, and I'm awaiting a letter from the insurance this week or next week, and then at that point, I will engage a contractor who will put the permits in and get the work started. I'm expect the letter from the insurance either this week or next week, and then as soon as I get it, I will. I've already done got all the estimates from the contractors. I will choose one and get the work started, and they will put a permit in shortly after that. So it's moving and should get going pretty soon, I hope.
Okay. Well, that's good news. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this. Let's continue it till the next hearing date, which is July 15th. And hopefully you would have received what you're waiting for from the insurance company, and you would have already engaged your contractor and get work on obtaining the permit.
Hope so too. All
right, sir.
Thank you very much.
You. Sure. Bye.
The next case is German Delgado Garcia, case number MHVIO 2020-00026. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th. The fine set was $350. The property address is 1515 Northwest 128th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer. Item number 6 on the agenda.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. Did you say 350 or 250?
350.
Got it.
If you are here on behalf of this property, please raise your hand at this time? Okay. Raul Hinojosa, I'm gonna promote you here. I apologize for the butchering of your last name. Sir, if you can just unmute yourself and enable your video and audio. Are you here on behalf of this property?
All right, good morning, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Yo soy el dueño.
Okay, do you need an interpreter?
Sí.
Okay. Spanish interpreter, please. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Por favor, diga su nombre completo y su relación con la propiedad.
Mi nombre es Germán Delgado García y soy el propietario.
So my name is Germán Delgado Garcia and I'm the owner.
All right, Mr. Besworth.
We need to swear the customer in.
Say that again?
We need to swear him in.
Oh, yes.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand?
Señor, por favor, ¿puede levantar su mano derecha?
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Sí, entonces, señor, usted jura o afirma decir la verdad y nada más que la verdad durante este procedimiento en el nombre de Dios.
Lo juro.
I swear.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited to failure to obtain all required permit prior to construct a small wooden structure that's in the rear of the property. I see that they applied for the permit on the 11th of this month, which was Tuesday. The permit was just applied for on Tuesday for the small structure in the back.
Okay.
Interpreter.
Entonces, estoy viendo aquí que ustedes habían solicitado el permiso para hacer la construcción en la parte de atrás del lugar. Usted solicitó el permiso el día 11, que fue el día 11 de este mes, que fue este martes.
Sí, ya tenemos ya el general contractor, ya tenemos todo, gracias a Dios, y ya solicitamos el permiso.
Yes, we already have the general contractor, and we already have everything in place, thanks God.
Okay. All right. You don't have any objection to us giving them more time?
No, we can push it for the next for your next calendar here.
All right, sir, we're going to give you the time that you need to get the proper permits, get the work done. Our next hearing date is July 15th. And we will see you back here on the 15th.
Bien, señor. Entonces, lo que estará pasando es que le estaremos dando más tiempo para que usted pueda obtener los permisos necesarios y también para que termine el trabajo. Esto será para la siguiente audiencia, que la siguiente audiencia va a ser en julio 15. Entonces, lo estaremos viendo en julio.
Ok, perfecto. Muy amable. Gracias.
Right, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias.
Next item on the agenda is going to be item number 7, Cesar Augusto Castaneda, case number RCCOR 2019-00044. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of February 4th. The fine set was $250. The property address is 550 Northeast 127th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Cesar, can you enable your video and audio, please?
You're ready.
Hello, can you please state your full name and relationship to the property?
My name is Cesar Castaneda, owner to the property. 550 Northeast 127th Street.
Okay. Mr. Seizure, do you need an interpreter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Spanish interpreter, please. All right. Go ahead and swear him in.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
¿Puede levantar su mano derecha, por favor?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in each proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Entonces, usted jura y afirma que el testimonio que estará dando durante el procedimiento del día de hoy estará diciendo la verdad y nada más que la verdad, en el nombre de Dios.
En nombre de Dios.
Sí.
Yes, no me acuerdo.
Okay, Mr. Beswick.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. This case is failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate. But in the case of this property, there's a lot of upgrade and renovation that took place on the property without permits, without required permits. So basically, at this point, we need an update from the property owner of where they are with obtaining those required permits.
All right. Go ahead.
Entonces, bien, entonces mi nombre es el señor Vázquez, es de parte del departamento de facturación. Entonces, primeramente esto era para aprobar un certificado de mejora, en lo que la casa en realidad tuvo una bastante mejora y renovación. Entonces, ahorita quisiéramos saber hasta qué punto va o qué permisos ha obtenido hasta este punto.
Gracias por la oportunidad. Nos hemos encontrado que en la última audiencia contratamos a un contractor. Este contractor fuimos a la ciudad a buscar unos planos y los tenían como récords y nos encontramos que no tenían ningún tipo de información en la casa. El contractor y el arquitecto vinieron a la casa, ya yo les sometí la evidencia de los nuevos planos totales de la casa. También les envié como prueba el survey de la casa también, que la necesitábamos para poder empezar un proceso de pedir permisos. Eso ya se los envié ayer como pruebas. Estamos esperando solamente una información del aire acondicionado del que contrató el contratista, y eso según lo que hablé con el contratista, me dijo que en el término de 2 semanas están yendo a someter ya para solicitar los permisos, pero sin planos, sin survey, sin nada de lo que actualizar todo eso, no podíamos hacerlo, pero ya los tenemos y ustedes lo tienen como evidencia.
Okay. Well, thank you for the opportunity. So, in the last hearing, I was told that we needed to hire a contractor. So we did. But when we were looking at the plans in the plans of the house, so there wasn't any information of the plans, and so the contractor and the architect, whenever they came in order to check that out, they found out that there wasn't any plans or any information on the records for this place, and so there was need in order to do new plans for the house. I actually sent them as a proof. I sent some documentation yesterday as a proof of all this matter. Besides that, well, the contractor contract another person for what is the air conditioner. For that, we're still waiting for this, and this should be done by the next 2 weeks, so we can ask for the proper permit at that moment. But yeah, those were the reasons that we couldn't get the permits before, or get the updates. But well, we're in the track of doing so.
Okay, Mr. Beswick, what are you requesting?
Continence.
Okay. All right, sir. We're going to give you the time that you need. And so our next hearing date is July 15th. So do your best work. You said you have a general contractor, you have your architect. So do your best to get everything done before then, okay?
Bien, entonces se le estará dando continuación para que usted pueda terminar con lo suyo en el tiempo, bueno, con lo que sea en el tiempo necesario. La siguiente audiencia será realizada el día julio 15, así que pues usted ya tiene a su contratista, así como su arquitecto. Entonces haga lo mejor que pueda en este tiempo.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Buen día.
Have a nice day.
Madam Clerk, before you call the next case, I need a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
We'll go into 5-minute recess, Special Magistrate. We'll resume at 11:25.
Okay.
The next case is going to be Andy Sosa, case number CERCB 2020-00085. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th. The fine set was $500. This is item number 8 on the agenda. The property address is 860 Northeast 142 Street. Vanessa Willis is the officer.
Clerk, can you swear the resident in?
Sir, can you please raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do. Thank you.
Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Andy Sosa, I'm the owner.
Thank you, sir. Officer Willis? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. This is Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This case was opened by Karen Jean Lewis. I did go back out, and it is for the RV that is on the property. I did go back out to the property on, on the abatement date on May 6th, and I found that the RV was still there on the property. Photos were taken, as you can see, and I did not observe any variances or applications for variance in our database, so they are not in compliance.
Sir?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on with you trying to get a, apply for a variance?
Yes, I am. It's just I got to get my land surveyed. It's $500 to get a survey, then plus the $300 for the permit that I need. Right now, as you can see, I work part-time. I work for the City of North Miami. I'm pretty sure you know what part-timers make. It's just hard for me to gather that money up to spend it on that right now.
Okay. All right. Is this the first time, Mom? I'm sorry. What did you say, Madam Clerk?
This was previously adjudicated with a compliance of May 6th and a fine of $500.
All right. Sir, how long do you think you're going to need to be able to do that?
I mean, I could probably like 2-3 months. I've tried to contact a few people, and the few people I had to come out, they just haven't. I don't know why. They just haven't come out to do the survey. So, okay. And that's just because I found somebody that was cheaper. I guess that's probably why they didn't come out. So I'm just going to have to go with the more expensive people.
Special Magistrate, if I may, Mr. Sosa, are you able to just move it to someone else's house in the interim? Can you relocate the RV until you're able to deal with the requirements for it to be stored at your property?
Well, the truck that I had to move it with broke down. Yeah, so it's hard. Like if I had like at least 2-3 more months, I would definitely have everything done by then.
If I give you till July 15th, that's about 2 months. Would that give you the opportunity to get that done? Either get the apply for the variance by getting the survey done and whatever else you need to do, or remove it.
I mean, I'm on it already. I'm just waiting for somebody to come out. I'm hoping 2 months is good enough, honestly.
Okay, so let's do this. So let's reset for July 15th. Okay? So get to it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Bye.
The next case on the agenda is Micheline Lewis Charles, case number CEWWC 2019-00111. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of March 11th. The fine set was $250. The property address is 12350 Northwest 13th Avenue, and the officer is Aaron Barber.
Ms. Charles, please enable your video and audio.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi. Hi, my name is Steve Charles. I'm an attorney for Micheline Louis Charles.
Thank you, Attorney Charles. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mr. Charles, give the city an opportunity to prove its case, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Yes.
All right.
Good morning. Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This case had been opened originally by Code Officer Wayne Clark in December 2019. The case was heard with a compliance date of March 11th, 2020. However, to date, as of the last inspection, the roof remains covered with a tarp, and I did not see any permits in our system, permit applications in our system.
Okay. In this case, is it a new case as it was opened in 2020?
The case was originally opened on October 7th, 2019 by Code Officer Wayne Clark.
It was previously adjudicated. March 11th was their compliance date, and the fine was $250.
Got it. Okay. All right, Attorney Charles, where are we on this?
Yes. Okay. We had a last hearing on February 11th, 2021 before a previous general magistrate. And he requested that, well, this is a rental property owned by my client, Micheline Louis Charles. The roof is currently in insurance litigation in circuit court. And the previous magistrate on February 11th, 2021 requested information regarding the status of that hearing. The attorney handling the litigation on that matter did submit that evidence, and we uploaded it to the City of North Miami's system last week. And it was uploaded previously ahead of a previous hearing that was scheduled April 15th, but it was canceled for some reason or another. We believe we received an abatement of that since we submitted the evidence. But the next thing that happened was a notice to appear for today.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the document you're referring to, sir? This is what we have.
Yes, that's it. That's it. That would be it.
So, Special Magistrate, we would enter the respondent's evidence into the record. It appears to be an attorney's letter.
Okay, admitted.
And to add to that, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
There's been an important development. The case settled just this week, so we intend to get a permit on the property within the next, week or two.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So since this matter has already been adjudicated, let's go ahead and continue it. Our next hearing date is July 15th. So hopefully that will give you ample opportunity to go ahead and apply. Okay. Right? And
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Likewise. Are there any existing fines on the property?
Well, it wasn't ratified, correct?
Oh. Okay.
Clerk, can you confirm where the fines ratified?
It was found guilty. So at this point, he may owe a $100 cost assessment, but that was it.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mr. Charles?
Yes. Will we receive a bill in the mail?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The next case is going to be for Carolyn Otero. This is item 13 on the agenda. The case number is MHBIO 2020-00052. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th. The fine set is $500. The property address is 55 Northwest 120 Terrace. The officer is Gary Beswick.
If I have someone here on behalf of this property, please raise your hand at this time to be acknowledged. Clerk, can you confirm whether someone registered? Okay, Richard.
It was Richard. Mhm.
Sir, please enable your video and audio.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Hi.
Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Yeah, my name is Richard Balecki. I'm the agent, the permit expediter, to legalize the kitchen and the AC.
Thank you, sir. Please swear him in.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand for me?
Can you adjust your computer or adjust your camera so we can see you? Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Can you please raise your right hand for me, sir?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. As the gentleman stated, the property was cited for interior remodeling of the kitchen and to install a central AC without permits. I see there's a pending permit. Can you please give us an update on where you're at with the permitting?
Yeah, where we're at, Gary, we just submitted, we had corrections to submit back to the building department. So right now we just did the resubmittal yesterday because we're waiting on our architect to, get the plans ready. So we have all the corrections resubmitted. So hopefully we should have the approval pretty quick. It's already in the review process with the.
Okay, Special Magistrate, we can reset it for July 15th.
Okay, let's do so. All right, sir, it's been reset till July 15th. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye.
The next case is going to be item number 30 for Roger Gonzalez, case number MHBIO 2020-00213. This was previously adjudicated with a May 6 abatement date. The fine set is $500. The property address is 1580 Northeast 141 Street. Gary Biswick is the officer.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you can enable your video and audio.
Good morning. Fix your audio, sir. We can't hear you.
Okay. Good morning.
Wonderful. Good morning. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Roger Gonzalez, I am the owner.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North.
He hasn't been sworn in.
Okay.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand for me so I can swear you in? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for doing a front porch roof and a carport roof removal replacement in progress without required permits. I know it's on a file that a permit was applied for on the 4th of February. So, Mr. Gonzalez, could you give us an update at where you at with the permitting?
Yes, my general contractor worked in the corrections. This process is a long time because I passed many times on the Miami-Dade for the Durham department, but it was approved on last month, and I proceed to submit everything, right? But it's long time, for the COVID, for everything, and right now it's working with the calculations, corrections, and the floor plans and everything.
Okay. So you said so the contractor taking care of the revision. That's correct?
Yes.
Okay. Special magistrate, we can put it for July 15th.
All right, wonderful, sir. We're going to give you the time that you need. You're and your contractor to get the documents in. So your next hearing date is July 15th. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is there anyone else in Zoom, Crystal, that I should call first?
Yeah, you should be able to view that by clicking participants. I have Andrea Andrada and John Oldenburg. Andrea, what case are you here on behalf of?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, case is CEMHS 2021-00001 and 2 with Vanessa Willis.
That's Dugas Apartments. I'll call it into record. Dugas Apartment 2 LLC, case number CEMHS 2021-00001 and CEMHS 2021-00002. Previously adjudicated, April 8th was the abatement date. $1,000 was the fine set.
You said 1,000?
Yes.
You said April?
April 8th.
That would be 2020?
No, 2021.
2021.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, go ahead, swear her in. I'm sorry.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Vanessa
Ms. Willis.
Vanessa Willis, City of North. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This particular case was opened back January 6, 2021 by Karen Jean Lewis. And I've been overseeing the case since last month's hearing. So the violation actually was for someone to check out the pipes of the water heater, the coils, the filter of the AC, and then there was a pungent smell that was reported, and corrosive and overgrowth of bacteria is what the officer stated that it may be. So upon my inspection, my last inspection, nothing had been done. Because the tenant wasn't there on May 6th, I asked one of my coworkers to go and make the inspection for me, who was working on Saturday. So she attested that there was still a smell inside that closet where the water heater is. Ms. Andrada did send me a report from all of the maintenance people to where the hot water heater, there was a valve or something that needed to be replaced. So that was replaced. She'll tell you in her testimony what all has been done, and she did provide me with the supporting documents to that. But as far as the smell is still there. Everything else has been addressed, but the smell is still there.
Okay. All right, ma'am?
Yes. Okay, this is the situation. We have this violation. We did all requested on the violation. We have someone to check the pipe. Pipe is done. Coil is clean. Filter is there. We also call a remediation company to find out if it's related to mold or any other smell like humidity. They say it's nothing related with that. So at this point, the smell is not coming from mold or related. We did request another report from a final report from the company, and they say they suggest to contact the association people because it's probably the smell coming from a main pipe or a main wall. There is a concrete on it, so it's no just you can, open the wall to see what is going on, which belongs to the association. So it is still there. Some people smell it, some people don't. But something is wrong. We did all what was requested, and we also put a machine, a sonar machine. The smell went out from a couple of weeks and then come back. So we don't know exactly what is going on the other side of the concrete.
Do you know if there are other tenants or other unit owners who are smelling the same?
No, because it is a particular corner and it's nothing else. It is a main wall and pipe from the AC belongs to the other unit too, but I don't have any other report if the other unit it has the same issue. I didn't knock the door. It is from another owner, so I had no knowing about that.
Special Magistrate, through you, I would ask: have you had a plumber come in and take a look at these issues?
Yes, we did.
And
they don't find anything wrong with the unit because it's nothing on the unit that suggests that the smell is coming from there. We take everything out and put everything back, and nothing is there.
Were they able to determine that it's coming from one of the pipes?
No, it wasn't the pipe at all. They changed it, and it wasn't the pipe. It is no result. It's not from the unit. Or somewhere else. I did contact the association yesterday because the other violation that we have regarding the windows. And I spoke with the president and I explained this and I get them involved, but I don't know. It's not related to the unit. It's not inside of the unit. It's somewhere else, but it doesn't come from the AC. It doesn't come from the pipe. I don't know what to tell you.
Special Magistrate, the city would request that the fines move forward. I think it's the onus is on the property owner to determine where the smell is coming from. If there are people occupying the space, the complaints have come in and the owner is telling us that she at this time cannot identify where the smell is coming from. The city has witnessed the foul smell. We would ask that, potentially it could be raw sewage, it could be anything that could potentially be some life and safety issue. So we would ask that the fines move forward at this time until the owner can request an inspection from the city to identify that the smell has been cured.
And let me tell you something. The tenant is also moving out by the end of May. And so if something it needs to be done with the association to open walls in our unit, in the unit next to the other door or upstairs or downstairs, then the association will be able to do it because nobody will be living there. So in 15 more days, the unit will be vacant. That's what we expect to have.
And Special Magistrate, I would add to that, the tenant gave testimony that she had just taken ownership or taken occupancy inside that unit when she discovered the issues inside the unit. She contacted the city immediately, and I would imagine that her vacating is based on her inability to continue to live and occupy the space. I would request that, the city, that the fines move forward on this case and that the onus be on the property owner to ensure that the property is fully inspected before anybody else occupy the space.
Were you not aware of what was going on within the apartment before you rented it out?
Yeah, the unit was painted and it was ready to move in. It doesn't have any issue before the tenants move in. The tenant, when she moves in, she refused to use the AC for about 3 months. So I told her, you can have any, issue in Florida if you don't turn it on. She said, no, it's cold, so I'm not gonna do it. So back and forth. And after that, And in about, I believe it was in March or April that I contact the city to find out if we have any violation there, because I wasn't notified. And then I find out that the violation started on January. But the real situation, it is, since there is another owner involved, Douglas Apartment, which is not the owner of this particular unit, we wasn't notified. So I know what is going on because I personally called, because the tenants said, hey, I believe you have some violation at the city. So that's why we find out. If no, we don't know. We are just, we don't have any other manner to know if we don't call the city at that time. Now we know, Vanessa knows that this is, it is a correct folio, but it comes in another name. And the situation, the notice to appear, it come properly, that's fine. I'm just requesting to have more time in this to have the board properly notified by our lawyer to tell them, hey, you can have an issue here in the main pipe or main sewer or main walls. You need to open the walls. I don't know if it's 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 floors or whatever, but it's no just, belongs to this owner. It's not.
Special Magistrate, the case was continued back in, and the clerk can confirm based on that testimony. The city did send notice to the incorrect address, but that was the testimony she gave in the last hearing. So we did continue the case based on that.
When was our last hearing?
Oh, it was in April.
Huh?
April.
It was in March, and her abatement date was April 8th. So March 18th was her last hearing.
Okay. So March, April.
Yeah, we did all in our hands. We spent money on everything. We did all in our hands. We did the screenings. We called the inspector. We did the report from them. We checked the pipe. We cleaned the coil. We put the filter. We cleaned the vents from the AC. The inspector checked it out. All the vents too. There is nothing inside of the unit that smells like that. It's a corner unit inside of the closet that smells like that, but nothing is there.
Okay. I'm gonna give her until the next hearing date. Based on her testimony, she had all these different experts out trying to determine the source of the smell. And I know that if she's going to go through the association, that usually takes some time. And so, ma'am, I'm going to give you, and I know the city wants me to ratify the fees, but I'm going to give you until our next hearing date, which is July, since you said the current tenant is moving out. So that should give you, the space that you need, the opportunity that you need, and the association is probably going to need to access, the building to determine the source of the smell. By the next hearing date, ma'am, I want to hear something concrete in terms of, the source of the smell and what has been done or what you are doing, or maybe it's the association, what they are doing to rectify it. And so whatever it is that you're going to work out with your tenant, that's between you guys. But this issue needs to be resolved, and it needs to be resolved ASAP.
I understand and appreciate that. I really
right,
appreciate it because it's really needed.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yes.
I do not see any more customers on our Zoom.
I have a John Oldenburg.
We have one person. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a John Oldenburg in the waiting room. Sir, can you please identify what property you're here on behalf of?
Yes, almost good afternoon. I sent a message that there was a case CEP FY 2021-0021 that I received a certified letter addressed to the former owner. It was opened in error, but it had my property as a violation for parking on the lawn or something. But my message in chat was that I would deal with the director if I wasn't scheduled for hearing, but it was a certified letter saying that there was a hearing today. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't
Clark,
ignore
can
it.
you confirm that I see you made a note that the case is complied. Can you confirm that the case has been complied?
It has been.
Sir, it appears your case has been complied and closed, so there was no need to attend today's hearing. We apologize if you weren't given proper notice.
No problem at all. I just was making sure because it came addressed to the former owner that hasn't owned for 3 years. So
Okay, we apologize about that. You should have received a compliance notice.
I did. I still received this anyways, but there's no problem. I'll deal with the issue with ownership with the proper department. Thank you, though.
Thank you.
All right.
The next case on the agenda is going to be item number 10, 12773 West Dixie Highway LLC, case number CEROS 2020-00006. Previously adjudicated, May 6th was the compliance date. The fine set was $250. The property address is 12773 West Dixie Highway, and Vanessa Willis is the officer.
Morning again. Well, good afternoon now. This case, Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Compliance.
I'm sorry. Can I stop you real quick, Vanessa? Special Magistrate, can you release the interpreters?
Oh, yes. All right. Interpreters, you may leave. Sorry.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Thank you very much. I wish you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too, sir.
Vanessa, we can't hear you. Sorry.
All the way. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This particular case was opened by a previous officer here with the City of North Miami, and it was a violation to replace the damaged window at 12777 West Dixie Highway. At this time, and upon the reinspection as well, there was no permit in our system that indicated that they have a processing number or a permit, so they are not in compliance at this time. Case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th and fine set at $250.
$250? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell me again, what about notice?
As far as notice, the property was posted with the notice to appear, as well as the notice was sent certified mail. All that is there, order to comply. And at the time, Karen was still here, so she posted her affidavit of notice of, as it scrolls down. Give me one moment. Just scroll one more. Yeah, so her notice to abate was posted, and since that time, I posted the notice to appear at the property, and I have not heard anything from the property owner.
The notice to appear was sent certified mail, Special Magistrate, and posted at the property.
Got it. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find good notice. Given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I also find that the violations still exist. The daily fine amount of $250 is hereby ratified.
Thank you.
Next case on the agenda is Alexis Castillo, case number CERCV 2021-00001. This case is appearing before us for the first time. Property address 1060 Northwest 126th Street. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for a boat that's parked at the property at 1060 Northwest 126th Street. If I can, I'm going to ask that this case be tabled. I received an email from Community Planning and Development. They are working with the property owner to obtain the variance. He stated that both his parents are have cancer and have been recently had a positive reading with COVID. So, I don't mind giving just a 1 month extension to table this per the request of Community Planning and Development.
All right. Okay, we'll reset.
The next case on the agenda is item 19, Aran D. Mendez, case number CEOSB 2021-00003, property address 861 Northeast 139th Street. This is the first time we're hearing this case. The officer is Jose Perez.
Good afternoon now. This case is regarding a repeat offense for parking commercial vehicles in a residential area. And this includes a international truck and excavator. Apparently the property owner or tenant, I'm not sure, either or, is running a business and they're essentially storing their vehicles on the property itself. And if you look at the pictures attached, you can see that these are commercial vehicles that are being stored here. I've tried making contact with the tenant and or property owner several times to have them remove the commercial vehicles, but unfortunately they have not complied, as you could tell by the reinspection pictures.
Did you say it was adjudicated?
No, this would be the first time we're hearing this case. So at this point in time, the city is requesting that the magistrate come with an adjudication.
Scroll back up to the notice for me, please.
I also want to point out that this is not the first time that this house has been cited for the storage of the vehicles. I guess in the past, they would remove the vehicles from the property and it would be closed out. But in this case, they didn't even want to move the vehicles anymore. They just stayed there permanently. So I just want to emphasize that this is a repeat offense. However, they have not been adjudicated prior to this. So I definitely want a adjudication.
So, Special Magistrate, I would just correct the officer in stating that because it has not yet been adjudicated, it's not technically a repeat offense. However, what he's trying to convey is that we played the cat and mouse game with the property owner in reference to the issue. And so we would request that you would enter an adjudication on this case so that we can handle it as a repeat offense in the future.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. What's my abatement date? I know the hearing date is July 15th. What's the abatement date?
July the 8th.
July 8th?
Yes.
Okay. Property owners have until July 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you.
Next case on the agenda is Jamie Enrique Moreno Morales, case number MHBIO 2020-00032. This case was previously adjudicated with a May 6 abatement date. The fine set is $500. The property address is 1305 Northeast 132 Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
You said the abatement date was May 6th?
Yes.
And the amount was $500?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the officer?
Gary Beswick.
What's the address, Pilar?
1305 Northeast 132 Street, Jamie Enrique Moreno Morales.
Okay, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property is not in compliance. They have not obtained required permits, and the deck is still there. I posted the property to notice to appear on April 23rd, 2021, on the door at 10:56 a.m. Affidavit of posting is on file. But it's not in compliance.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $500 is ratified retroactive to May 6th.
Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Jennifer Pina, case number CEVPR 2021-00005. This is the first time this case is coming before us. The property address is 2100 Alameda Drive. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Anna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for property address 2100 Alameda Drive for building without permits. I cited them originally for the stuccoing of the exterior property. I posted the property on January 29, 2021. I did not receive any contact from any individuals or agents at the property until I received a call about 2 weeks ago, roughly, about 2 weeks ago, regarding an oversized POW. I, at that time, contacted Code Officer Jose Perez, asked him to go out and address the POW, whereas he then contacted me and stated that additional work was being done at the property. As of last week, Thursday, May 6th, no permits have been obtained for the exterior stuccoing of the property. I did have a conversation with the gentleman on that same day that Jose went out to verify the oversized POW. At that time, he stated that he was the contractor at the property and he would obtain permits. As of, again, last Thursday, May 6th, no permits have been obtained. I am showing that proper service was given. I posted the property. I'm showing here April 23rd of 2021, whereas I posted it at the property at 10:15 a.m.
Right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until July 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
The next case on the agenda is Jeremy Deramu, case number MHBIO 2020-00058. I apologize. Property address 460 Northeast 140th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer. This case was previously adjudicated with May the 6th abatement date and a $300 fine set.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. Based on our file on the person applied for the permit on March the 29th, 2021. So we can get a continuance for the next hearing date.
All right, let's continue it till July.
Next case is Jonathan Palacios, case number MHBIO 2019-00483. This case was previously adjudicated with a May 6th abatement date. The fine set was $500. The property address is 1345 Northeast 130th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited failure to obtain all required permits prior to start interior and exterior alteration and renovation. As of today, there's no permits have been applied for. And the property. You share the screens. You want to data post it?
Sorry, 1 second. Jerry Turner?
Jonathan Palacios.
Jonathan, sorry.
Posted the property on April 23rd, 2021 at 10:52 a.m. An affidavit of posted is on file. And as I stated before, they haven't attempted to apply for a permit as of today.
Okay. I'm sorry, Pilar. I wanted to see the, go ahead, officer.
No, okay, there go the posting. The posting took place on Friday, April 23rd, 2021 at 10:52 a.m. An affidavit of posted is on file.
Pilar, can you scroll, I'm sorry, Crystal, can you scroll down? I wanted to see what was the abatement date. I know the daily fine is 500, but I forgot to get down the abatement date.
May the 6th was the abatement date.
May 6th?
Yes.
Okay.
This order is to comply says $1,000.
Huh?
Is it? I heard you say 500, but the order here says 1,000. Pilar, can you confirm?
Let me check the agenda that I had.
I may have wrote it down incorrectly. I may have written it down.
It say 500 in this comment.
Right. However, the order, I'm not sure if the order was incorrect or the comments.
Okay.
I don't have any, I don't keep notes past a certain time, so I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna check. Give me one moment. Is a $500 fine.
It is 5?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the 1,000 didn't motivate them either, so. All right, so based on the everybody testimony of the code enforcement officer, the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the ordinance failed to appear. The $500 daily fine amount is hereby ratified, retroactive to May 6th.
Thank you.
The next case is Karen Webb, MHBIO 2019-00467. This was previously adjudicated. The abatement date was May the 6th. The fine set was $250. There are 2 cases on this property. The second case is RCCOR 2019-00054. It had the same adjudication. The property address is 13105 Exora Court. Gary Beswick is the officer on both cases.
Pilar, I apologize. The 250 and 350 sounds alike. I don't know why. Did you say 2 or 2? Okay.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. Property was cited for failure to obtain a required permit prior to install some windows, and also failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate. Property was posted April 23rd, 2021 at 10:41 a.m., which basically both violation was posted at the same time. An affidavit of posting is on file for both. And as of today, there is no application being applied for the permits or for the reoccupancy certificate.
Just to clarify, Madam Magistrate, the case number that ends in 467, which is MHVIO 2019 for the required permits, that fine is $250. And then the reoccupancy case, the RCCOR case, the fine set for that case was $200.
Okay. Were you telling me about service, Mr. Presswood?
Yes, the property was posted on April 23rd, 2021. It was posted on the door. An affidavit of posting is on file, and they haven't applied for either a permit for the windows or for a reoccupancy certificate as of today.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that both violations still exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner failed to appear. The fines of $250 is ratified retroactive to May 6th. The fine for $200 is also ratified retroactive to May 6th.
Clerk, if we can call case number 37.
Case number 37-3, Horizons East Condo, case number MHVIO 2020-00102. This is the first time we're going to hear this case. The property address is 12500 Northeast 15th Avenue. Jose Perez is the officer.
Good afternoon. We're going to be hearing the case regarding 12500 Northeast 15th Avenue. This case is regarding a pothole that is in the parking lot. Several potholes are in the parking lot, and the property has had since March of last year to correct the issue. As of my final reinspection, compliance has not been met, and the property was serviced through certified mail and posted at the property.
And Special Magistrate, if I may add, we've gotten a number of complaints from neighbors. I'm going to guess, I'm not certain who exactly, but we've gotten several complaints regarding this building and specifically these potholes in the parking lot.
Yeah, several of the residents who reside there have had issues where their vehicles are being damaged due to the potholes, and the association's not taking it serious, and they're not being responsible for any of the damages that are occurring to their vehicles. And essentially the association is just turning a blind eye towards the issue at hand, and it's unfair to the residents there. So we're seeking for an adjudication.
Show me the notice.
Here is the affidavit for my posting and for the certified mail.
Thank you. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until July 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000.
Thank you.
The next case is going to be item 27, Maria Elena Acevedo, case number MHVIO 2019-00372. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement of May the 6th. The fine set was $300,300. Property address 775 Northwest 124th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
You might as well stay on camera.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited to fail to obtain all required permits prior to installation of concrete and stucco of the building without required permits. As of today, there is no permits that's been obtained. Property was posted and should be the same date of April 23rd. Could you put the former question? Crystal. Okay.
What number is it? I'm sorry.
Item 27.
Property was posted April 23rd, 2021 at like 8:01 a.m., 8:02 a.m. Affidavit of posted is on file. And as I stated, there is no permits on file as of today.
Right.
9:02 a.m.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $300 is ratified retro back to May 6th.
Next case is item 28, Olga Hendal, case number RCCOR 2019-00032. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th. The fine set was $250. The property address is 160 Northwest 120th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami. Property was cited to failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate. As of today, there is no approved reoccupancy certificate on the property. Property was posted to notice to appear April 23rd, 2021 at 8:48 a.m. Affidavit of posting is on file.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $250 is hereby ratified, retroactive to May 6th.
Next case is for Oxford Court Condo CEMHS 2020-00010, is number 29 on the agenda. This was not adjudicated, but previously tabled to the May 13th hearing. The property address is 13655 Northeast 10th Avenue. The officer is Vanessa Willis.
We can't hear you, Vanessa.
Good morning, Vanessa. I'm sorry. This is Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This case was previously written by Karen Jean Lewis. The violation is for failure to renew the expired permits for the plumbing work that was done at the condo. On April 26, 2021, I posted the notice to appear. And they were previously, the case was tabled previously, actually, for work that was done. There's no permit on file. As you see from the photos, the property is still left. It's not like that right now, but there is a hole that is left. I have not observed any further work on the property, but there are no permits for the work that was done there. I did speak with Vicky. I think I attached a email back and forth with Vicky Santos from the building department, who she also attested that there is no violation in the file, to confirm that this is in reference to 13655. This is expired. No inspection was ever made or extension granted. At this point, they need to renew the permit by submitting a new application, license, insurance, and pay the fee to request inspection. Otherwise, they should not be working. So they're not working, but they just left a gaping hole with the plumbing exposed. And initially, this violation was written because not only were they working without the permit, but there was a pungent smell that was wafting in the area. And again, this is a condo. This is not an apartment building. This is a condo. So they are not in compliance at this time.
Based on the, scroll back to service. Did we serve them or did we serve council? Because I see are they represented by council?
Yes, he also lives or once lived in the building as well. And so I believe he did show up at one of the previous hearings, but the case was tabled. I'm assuming based upon his request. But I haven't heard from him, haven't received any notification from him. And as far as service is concerned, the property was posted and certified mail was sent to the property as well.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until May 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000.
July 8th. Correct, Madam Magistrate?
July?
Yes.
Say that one more time.
Larry, can't hear you.
You stated.
Am I on mute?
No, we can hear you, Magistrate. The clerk should speak up. So.
Oh.
Madam Magistrate, you stated May the 8th. I was just correcting to make sure that it's July the 8th.
Yes. Okay. I have May written, I guess, for the other. Yes, July 8th. Sorry.
Yeah. The next property has two cases. However, there's two different officers, so I'm going to call each case separately. Sailboat Cave, CEEXC 2020-00008. It was not adjudicated, but previously tabled to an April 15th hearing. The property address is 13499 Biscayne Boulevard, and the officer on this case is Shanna Sanders.
Shannon Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for property address 13499 Biscayne Boulevard for Sailboat Cave. This is for non-compliance and or violation of non-maintenance of the exterior of the property. This violation was originally cited October 12th of 2020. For several months, I've gone back and forth with the property management regarding the maintenance of the exterior of the property. When first originally cited, it was definitely mildew stained, 3 different colors on the side of the property. As of last week, they have pressure cleaned the property, but the exterior of the walls still remain tricolored. The property owner stated that, the property manager stated that they are in the process of painting. This is upon looking at the photos, what it looked like when I originally cited the property, as you see, with the mildew and dirt stains back in December. As we go further down, you see the tricolor photos is a green, white, and gray in the photos. Again, I spoke with the property management, whereas they have pressure cleaned in certain areas and they have started some painting. But as of last week, Thursday, a little more pressure cleaning can be done, and definitely the painting of the exterior needs to be all in unison, or at least not tricolored as it's looking in the photos. I am showing that proper service was given. I personally hand delivered the notice to appear to the property manager. I'm quite surprised that he's not logged on, because he's usually here and very much, in contact with what's going on. But again, as of last week, this is what the property looked like. Mm-hmm. As you see here in the pictures, it shows like this. They just recently did some preservation. I believe he was stating they are doing quite a bit of work. They do have permits for that. Some of the areas that they had the rebars was showing, and some maintenance needs to be done on the outside balcony areas. They have done those necessary repairs, but now it's more so just the need of painting that needs to be done.
Magistrate, if I can add, this is another location for which we received a number of complaints regarding. It's also important to note that this property there's an old very old violation in our system dating back to, I want to say, and the officers should be able to correct me, possibly dating back to 2013, reference paint. However, it's an outdated section of our code. And over the years, the property still has not been painted. So we are here today to request that the fines be ratified based on years worth of non-compliance.
Tell me the fines again. I'm sorry.
I'll let the clerk state that because I don't show what I for some reason I showed that it was tabled or something, but let the clerk speak on that.
Yeah.
Okay, before she does, just go ahead and tell us about the notice.
I am showing that proper notice was given. I myself hand delivered the notice to appear to the property manager, whereas we walked the property that same date on April 23rd, 2021, whereas again, he stated that everything would be taken care of. But again, as of last week, still nothing.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
I have this case tabled to the April 15th hearing. Previously, before that, it came to court and it had been tabled from the February hearing. So I don't have an adjudication on this case.
So there's no adjudication. Okay, because I didn't write anything down. All right, so the based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until July 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000.
The next case on the same property is case number CEPPK 2021-00001. This case is also a new case. Property 13499 Biscayne Boulevard. Vanessa Willis is the officer.
Thank you. Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This particular case was opened by Karen Jean Lewis in reference to paving the egress to the condo. So it says paved surfaces shall be maintained and free from defects. Potholes were observed. Upon my reinspection on May 6, 2021, the potholes had been covered. However, there was no permit in the system for the work that was done. So I did make contact with the property manager, who stated that he did not realize that there was a permit that would be necessary in order to come into compliance. So he's in the process of obtaining a permit for the work. So because he doesn't have a permit, and it does specify here in the notes that the previous officer wrote, it says verify with the scope of work, the scope of work will require permits prior to doing any work. Work without a permit is prohibited and subject to fines assessed. So there were no permits in the system for the work that was done. However, the work was done. So they're only partially in compliance with this particular violation. As far as service is concerned, the notice was sent certified mail, and I believe that the previous officer had a notice to appear posted to the building as well for the hearing.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until July 8th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount. You said they are in partial compliance, right?
Yes.
Okay. A daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you.
Next case on the agenda is item 33, Zavalita Magnan, case number MHPIO 2019-00383. This case was previously adjudicated with a May 6 abatement date. The fine set was $1,000. The property address is 1340 Northwest 124th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited to fail to obtain all required permits for the rear addition on the house. That was done without permits. As of today, there's no permits on file. Property was posted in April 23rd, 2021 at 9:07 a.m. Affidavit of posted is on file.
I'm sorry, can you go back to the history for me, please? That was 1,000. Okay, go ahead.
I'm finished, Magistrate. And there's no, they haven't applied for a permit or anything as yet, and I haven't heard from them yet either.
Okay, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations still exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. The daily fine amount was 1,000, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is ratified retro to May 6th.
Thank you.
The last three items on the agenda are for the same property, which is Stenbridge Real Estate Company. Case number CEGMP 2020-00062, CEMHS 2020-00018, and CEWWC 2020-00046. All three cases are being heard for the first time. The property address is 523 Northeast 125 Street, and the officer on all three cases is Edmé St. Louis.
Good afternoon, Code Officer Edmé St. Louis. This property was originally cited back in October 16, 2020. However, I've been in communication with the property owner, well, the daughter of the property owner, which is Diane Seinberg. She explained to me recently she's in the process of getting quotes to have the property painted, as well as to make the repairs for the stairs in the rear, and also to further board up any other windows that may need to be boarded. As of the final reinspection date, which is May 6th, the property remains in violation. And she also expressed that she was looking forward to get an extension. However, she completed the form, but it was not to its entirety. We requested we sent her the link via email for her to proceed with filling out the form properly. As of the final reinspection, we still did not receive anything back from her. As you can see in the pictures, some windows are boarded up, missing glass. The exterior walls needs to be painted.
Yeah. Okay. Madam Clerk, did you say prior adjudication or no?
No, all three cases are new cases being heard for the first time.
You made contact with her, and so she is aware of today's hearing, correct?
Yes, she's aware of today's hearing. Unfortunately, she did not complete the form link that we sent to her on time to get an extension to proceed with the violations.
And so what are you seeking?
If we can proceed with a fine with 90 days.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Now these are three separate charges, Pilar?
Yes, three different cases.
Okay. All right. The obviously I didn't jot down the numbers. And so an adjudication on all three with the abatement date of July 8th. And with a daily fine amount of $750, and that's for each case. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
That concludes today's agenda.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.
Jen.